Hello! Hello! Welcome to the final refrain. And today's match is Benjikeno versus Dorian11. Archon best of 3. So let's get this bracket up here. Which daylight savings time has just begun, and according to the Discord thing, it's starting in a few minutes here. So hopefully I'm not an hour early. But if I am an hour early, I guess I could just play Keyforge, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's see. Today's match, we're in the bottom right corner of the brackets. Benjikeno versus Dorian11. And we're at round 1 here. The winner of this match appears to play the winner of Emperor Riku versus Lorenzo. So our competitors, Benjikeno of France, with the achievements of winning... Oh, wait, no. Runner-up of the 2024 France National Archon Tournament. With the winning deck, La Suzeraine de Sylvitre. God gave us a magnificent gift, life, profit of it. Perfecto! Dorian11 of Italy. Achievements 2023 Archon World Champion. Wow. The Archon World Champion. So their decks today, Benjikeno. It's a Grim Reminders deck, Geistoid Mars, Star Alliance. And this one has a really crazy Geistoid pod. There's in here somewhere with triple junk restoration. So those are the efficiency cards with junk restoration, looking at the top 3 cards of your deck and picking one of them. And for archiving and getting your cards back, there's Echo Fly and 3 Mimets. So Mimet archives a card from your discard pile, or the top card of your discard pile when it's played and destroyed. And then it has the artifact Island of Misfit Toys, which is able to return every Geistoid card from your discard pile to your hand. So I imagine you can use the Boo and the junk restorations to find your Island of Misfit Toys really quickly, and then get all of your Geistoid stuff. And then in Mars, it has Crop Circles, which is an interesting card because it's the effect where the opponent captures from themselves. And you can purge cards from your archive to improve the effect. And it has a few ways to archive stuff, like we do have the in here somewhere, and then the stuff in Geistoid. But then there's also Double Perimeter Alarm in Star Alliance, which archives itself. And Target Yinsdal, which can archive stuff. So there's cards in every house that can archive. Hey, Fudgenator. And it turns out, I guess, Benjikeno is the youngest owner in the event. But now we have Dorian's deck, which Tokens of Change deck, because fun fact, he was the first world champ, but not with this deck. He's upgraded. Uh-oh. The champ is upgraded to a... Oh, it's a Katina Fiends deck Codex of True Names. Yep, Quad Havoc as well. But it has double Howling Pit. What's up with that? Are we going to see a bunch of huge hands? Hey, Josh. Welcome. Neutron Shark to take out anything. And then the Shadows. What's even going on with this? Lurking Hob? I guess Lurking Hob is the star of the show here. It's all about the Katina Fiends or something with Howling Pits. The matchup. SAS, constantly updating. These SAS numbers aren't accurate anymore, but it's okay. We're in a relative SAS range where all the decks should be able to defeat each other based on power level or whatever. But the stats, hey, looking pretty even. Except the deck on the right has artifact control, whereas the deck on the left does not. And the creature control, it looks askew to the deck on the right. However, the deck on the left has War of the Worlds, the Mars card that destroys all non-Mars creatures. So, oh, and also 2 Into the Warps. So that could take care of the Katina Fiends. So perhaps the 7.6, it's a good 7.6. And look at all those junk restorations and the in here somewhere. You can bring the War of the Worlds back whenever you want. So maybe it's War of the Worlds versus Katina Fiends. We'll have to see. Yeah, the Shatter transition. But now it's right on the hour, so it could be the case where our players are ready, maybe? We'll soon discover if I'm an hour early or not. Island of Misfit Toys! War of the Worlds is the card I'm talking about. Is this the answer to the Katina Fiends we're all looking for? We can archive it many times over with the Mimettes and the Echo Fly. Oh, this also has Seas Forge. So we can stop the opponent from forging at the end. I was looking at this Triangulator Newsome. I don't think this deck is really big on capturing, so I don't think that comes into play. But the Ironix Rebels with Dr. Xylox Frex and Mars First, so all that together is like a rule of 6. Mark of Dis. These creatures are so small. Maybe Benjikeno will be able to selectively like discard creatures to avoid the Mark of Dis. But here we are. Here's the match, so I think I'm on time. What's the password, though? I have to find the secret. I have the secret. And if Dorian is the creator of the game, then I assume they're the first player, but maybe I'll still wait. So there's quite a few ways to get tokens back into hand. With the hit and runs and the Archimedes. Code Monkey as well. So you could choose the cards that you want. No key cheats, no scaling amber control, no board wipes. We're all in on Katina Fiends. But I should keep this window open so that I'm not late for the match. I have this strange setup. I think the other streamers were able to get their window aligned better than mine. I actually have two separate windows here. So I have the chat on the right, but when I look at the Archon card, it's split between the two screens and it looks weird. So I'm sorry about that. And here we go! The final refrain. Round 1. Game 1. Between Benjikeno and Dorian11. Oh no, but my screen is still not good, because now you can't see the stats. Yeah, my game window is really tiny. I wasn't able to get it lined up great for some reason. And soon I can start describing what's happening in the game. There we go. Everything looks reasonably well aligned. Well, what do we have here in the opening turns? And Into the Warp is gone. But nothing's ever gone with this deck. Uses perimeter alarm to use nothing. Excellent. Oh, standardized testing is also gone. Mimet has archived a junk restoration. So now here we are already with a bunch of Katina Fiends, 3 of them. And Benjikeno has a junk restoration in the archives with a Mimet on board. There's also a Codex of True Names and Levy of Souls out. So Dorian's deck has a bunch of tools ready to go. Mimet is archiving Distant Void Prober. And another junk restoration, so this is the one from the archives. And there is a junk restoration in the discard. I don't know if that one, maybe that one was lost two different effects. Here's another junk restoration. "19 cards in the discard already, including the Island of Misfit Toys. But we haven't seen the In Here Somewhere yet." Dorian is going shadows. There's not a ton of stuff that... Well, there's Hawk. Oh, they're playing the Hawk. To destroy the Codex of True Names. They don't want the Codex. They want the Amber. So... Benjikeno is not likely to have a bunch of creatures that it would be disruptive to return to their hand. So Dorian is choosing to disregard the Codex of True Names effect for the Amber with Hawk. Oh, now, don't believe your eyes. Captures 2 onto a Katina Fiend. And then everything's destroyed with War of the Worlds. And then target archives War of the Worlds. Benjikeno is now ahead on Amber and on board. And has 4 in the archives. Looking pretty nice for Benjikeno so far. Took care of the first wave of Dis attackers. Now with an Essence Scale though. Another Katina Fiend. 2 Katina Fiends. Benjikeno gets the blue key for 8 Amber because the Levy of Souls activation. That made one of the tokens and made keys cost +1 for each of those. But Benjikeno does have War of the Worlds in the archives then. But goes Geistoid. Moving all the archives into their hand. So they can play the junk restorations. Oh, there's a Dr. Alex Frex and an Iron X Rebel in that pickup. But they're going with the Dr. Zylax Frex. I guess you kind of want the Rebel to be in the discard because the Dr. Zylax Frex brings the Rebel back from the discard. And then that's what starts the rule of 6 because then you can fight the Rebel into something. That's my feeling right now. Is that the selective archiving means that Benji can get the key cards back to control Dorian's board. Because I do think Dorian's deck is light on Amber bonuses. So it's really trying to get a runaway board or something going there. Could that be that the Howling Pits need to be down? Because we don't have any Howling Pits right now. Benji has so much efficiency that I wonder if he doesn't even care that much to have the extra cards, but Dorian really wants it. Or it could just be that Dorian will discard those and doesn't want the efficiency. So we'll have to see. But in here somewhere now is able to archive 2 cards. And they're choosing Boo and Island of Misfit Toys. The Island of Misfit Toys is the artifact that can get everything back. And they have a full discard. Interesting. So, with 3 in the archives, they could pull their archives and play 3 cards and not reshuffle. So, they could still leave their discard full for the Island of Misfit Toys for a couple turns if they really want to do that. You know, it could be that they want to keep their discard full the whole time as long as possible. I suppose they have to reshuffle eventually, but now they have access to everything. But now we have Big Sal making 2 more Katina Fiends. Hello, Hind. And Hit and Run. So what do they want out of all these cards? They did 2 damage to the target Yindixel. Oh. I have to watch out now because the cat has decided that the space bar is really interesting. So now I could be like space barred out of an application at any moment. Mars first on the Dr. Zylox Frex. So what do we get back? Yeah, they discarded an Iron X Rebel because the Dr. Zylox Frex wants to play that. Dorian's R. Oh, yes, and here we have the split thingy. Oh. Oh, there is a Hawk. And the Neutron Shark. That's it. The Hawk and the Neutron Shark. On Dorian's side for artifact control. The Iron X Rebel readies the Distant Void Prober and Dr. Zylox Frex. Iron X Rebel fights a Katina Fiend. So the Distant Void Probers are able to increase key costs by 3, which could be significant. Rule of 6ing now. I think it's the Iron X Rebel. Just fought itself off again. Benji's back to 5 cards in the archives. 14 Amber in the pool. Still got some Mars creatures in play. Oh, and Dorian does play the Howling Pits. Oh, it's looking like it might be too late for this game, though. There is 3 Amber with those 2 cards, though, because this Howling Pit has an Amber bonus on it. Neutron Shark. Okay, well, Dorian has 8 cards in hand. Threatening to forge the first key, but Benji has 2 keys, 8 Amber, 5 cards in archives. It's looking pretty good for them right now. I don't think there's any sort of scaling Amber control that can deal with this situation. Oh, yeah, 2 more turns. Oh, I see. The Seas Forge. Huh. Does that make it like a super sure win? Because now you're going to have like 20 Amber. Damage to the alien horror. And discards life for a life. So they don't want to finish it off. All these creatures are too good to destroy. Now the Island of Misfit Toys is here. I suppose they can boo themselves? Yep. I think maybe they're just playing around at this point. They've already won the game. They're just comboing for fun. It's in here somewhere. It's being played again. This time archiving the Distant Void Prober and Mars First. They're very flexible with this card. They're choosing to archive many different things. Choosing even the Distant Void Prober. So now it's being revealed what the important cards in their deck are. So if you have a house full of efficiency, that's great. But if the efficiency doesn't bring you anywhere, then you can still have problems. And so for Benji, the taxing of the Distant Void Prober perhaps is an important tool for saving those games. Game 1 goes to Benji. We'll see if Dorian can change this around. Oh, copy the log. Oh, yes. Close one. Yeah, I almost forgot. I think they're still waiting for me to make sure that I got it. And I did get it. The War of the Worlds. Yep. Mars rules. Did the Island of Misfit Toys do anything that game? I don't think so. They didn't need it. They just used the efficiency to find their Mars combo. So I guess that's what makes their deck tick, is the efficiency into Mars combo. I can see it. Starline Seas Forging for fun. Maybe what you can do is, in a pinch, you can stop the opponent from forging with Seas Forge, and then because you have the massive Mars combo, no matter how far ahead your opponent is, you can Distant Void Prober tax them and steal the game. So I'm thinking Benji's deck is very effective. Uh-oh. Now I'm in. Oh, is it random? I actually don't know. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge. I'm not here to tell them what the rules are. I was kicked out. I don't see it now. Uh-oh. Buggy TCO. Gotta reload. Oh no, we gotta switch back on. Technical difficulties. Oh no. Okay, let me... There we go. Game 2 begins. Havoc. Bringing along a Katina Fiend. Uh-oh. No images. Here we go. The images are here. Ooh, Island of Misfit Toys. Already. Junk Restoration, discarding Ironix... Wait. Oh, they discarded Ironix Rebel with the Junk Restoration's discard bonus. And then 3 Mars cards. Whoa! Oh, 3 Mars cards ended up in the discard, and then... Oh, in here somewhere, filled it up some more. Ah, here. And then Mimet archived in here somewhere. I was worried for a second because I was thinking, wow, how do you win the game without in here somewhere? But they have the Mimet. And how? Oh, the Howling Pit now. So we have a little bit of a different game here now. But Benji has 9 cards in hand already. Here we have a Thought Catcher. What is a Thought Catcher in this deck? It does have Destroyed. Draw 1 card. I wonder if there are some tricks you could do with the Mars. With Destroyed abilities. Using Junk Restoration to return Echo Fly to the hand. Playing Echo Fly. No scrap. But they're playing in here somewhere. So the In Here Somewhere got back the Mars First and War of the Worlds. So they can take care of the Katina Fiends. But they have a disc board now with a streak in the middle, hurting the opponent's efficiency just a little bit. Even though Benji has 7 cards in hand and 3 in the archive. But there's a big disc board ready to go. Unfortunately, it might be War of the Worlds. All these demons will be taken out. Mars. Archives into hand. War of the Worlds. Oh, and Benji gets his draw card with Albia Stray because of the Thought Catcher. That's cool. Brash Grabbers. Oh, cool. Uses the Staff Sergeant Rhea scrap ability because... the Iron X Rebel has 2 discard bonuses. So they discarded 2 Star Alliance cards. Because it's all about Geistoid and Mars. And now we have Katina Fiends again. But is it enough? Ooh, well. Where's that War of the Worlds? It's in the discard. I suppose, what, is there still an In Here Somewhere in their hands? Yeah, it looks like it. They're not running out of resources, are they? Or is it just time to rule of 6? And here the Distant Void Prober goes, increasing Dorian's key cost so they can't get their first key. Brash Grabber fighting Katina Fiends. We do damage to all the Katina Fiends. So they can't even steal. And the Iron X Rebel's coming down. Which, yep, between Dr. Xylox Frex and the target Indixel. Oh, it's funny that they have to discard 2 cards every time they play the Iron X Rebel. So you can kind of clear your hand out with that combo. Because I guess, like, if you're... Well, Now, I guess if you're rule of 6ing with Dr. Xylox Frex and the Rebel, then you can't bring back target multiple times. So now here, I suppose they're thinking how to proceed with this combo. But they do use the Rebel to fight a Katina Fiend, so now this one has 2 damage. They might be calculating the steals here because the Martians are low power, so even with 3 damage, the Katina Fiends could still end up stealing. So this Katina Fiend can fight the elusive Dr. Xylax and steal for free. Well, steal without doing damage to itself. Yeah, Grim Reminders versus Tokens of Change. This is the best distant void prober in the world. More taxing. Up by 6 now. And the combo is here. Up to 11 amber now. What does Tokens of Change even do versus this? I don't think there's enough amber control. There's a Dodger that steals when it fights, and there's Katina Fiends that steal when they fight. Key cost up to 15. Dorian will never be able to forge without dealing with this Martian problem, because they keep coming back. Well, I guess if you take out... Oh, okay. They're taken care of. Benji gets a key, but only 3 amber, not enough to forge the 3rd yet. But Benji goes Geistoid. So can they generate a pile of amber this turn? Junk Restoration. Junk Restoration in here somewhere. That's 3 amber, up to 6. Everything's got damage. You don't have enough healthy creatures to do the fight stealing. Codex of True Names destroyed. Does this solve the problem? They Mark of Dist. But Benji still has 6 amber. What do they do? The Levy of Souls. There we go. Okay, taxing is here. The Levy of Souls can stop Benji from forging. Oh, and Dorian has 8 amber. Oh, catching up. Catching up. This game could slip away from Benji real quick, but oh, the tokens have been destroyed so that the Levy of Souls taxing is sort of reset. Yes, he has 2 rebels. Capturing. Up to 7. The board was destroyed by the War of the Worlds, so the stealing threat was taken care of for a moment. War of the Worlds back in the archive. Oh, sorry. Maybe I was confusing people with my discard bonus comments. Not sure, but... Oh, actually takes Dorian off check. Nice. So... if they didn't do that, then, well, I guess Benji is on check now, so Dorian still would have been in trouble. Dorian, like, had a chance there. But maybe not. Maybe the War of the Worlds was in control the whole time. There's a glimmer of hope with that Levy of Souls turn. But now, with no Fiends... With 7 Amber, the Levy of Souls making 1 token doesn't even take them off check. And Dorian says, I lost the moments when you archived War of the Worlds. That card. The master of the Katina Fiends. Mars isn't afraid. Dorian made Amber, 10 there, but it wasn't enough. It's GG's. Benji takes it 2-0. Wow. Because they have a fast Grim Reminders deck with some amazing Mars creature control, which is amazing Mars creature control, and the rule of 6. When you have these 6-power Katina Fiends, it seems like there's enough to fight off with the Iron Rebel, and so you get the rule of 6. So well played to Benji. Controlled their options throughout the whole match there.